Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this special meeting of the Loveland Board of Education to order at 6 p.m. and ask Mr. Giuffre for a roll call.
Reverend Eilert?
Here.
Dr. Lorenz?
Here.
Dr. Schwechnow?
Here.
Mrs. Washburn?
Here. So all board members, all 4 remaining board members are present this evening. Our treasurer, Mr. Giuffre, is here. Our superintendent, Mr. Broadwater, is here. For the purpose of those of you who are listening to this meeting later, we are recording this meeting, the beginning and the end of the meeting. Our meeting this evening, as you'll see when we adopt our agenda, is for the purpose of considering the appointment of a new board member. So we will be asking to go into executive session to speak with the 11 people who have indicated interest in the position. And then we will be coming out of executive session and intending to have a resolution to appoint to the vacant board seat. All of this is according to Ohio Revised Code and the Loveland Schools policy concerning appointment of a board member. So with that explanation for our audience later and for our board members now, do we have a motion to adopt this evening's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions about the agenda as I outlined it? All right, Mr. Giuffre, can we vote on that?
Mrs. Washburn?
Yes.
Dr. Schwechnow?
Yes.
Reverend Eilert?
Yes.
And Dr. Lorenz?
Yes, motion carried. As I mentioned, the first thing that we are asking for is a board resolution to enter into executive session in accordance with ORC section 121.22G1, which is to consider the appointment of a public official. And I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Reverend Eilert seconded. Any questions?
Who will be in the executive session? Will it just be the 4 of us, or will it be Mr. Broadwater and Mr. Giuffre as well?
I am asking the board what they would like, whether they want those gentlemen with us, whether they want someone to man the phones for us. Our interviews will be by phone, so it is at the pleasure of the board. But obviously all 4 board members will be in there. None of you can get out of it. But, would you like those gentlemen to be with us to help us? Or would you prefer to be on your own?
I thought it might be helpful to text the candidates, you're on deck, the call's coming, so that we know.
Would you like Mr. Giuffre to stay to start each phone call? And then we can wave a hi sign and have him come back in to start the next phone call for us? What's your pleasure?
As long as he doesn't mind sitting around.
Sitting around?
I have stuff to do.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. And I'll ask Mr. Broadwater if I don't think we need 2 people to man the phones for us, but if either gentleman would like to stick around for the appointment of the new board member at the end, that's also not a bad idea.
Yep, I'll be back, or I'll be here
Okay.
when you name them.
All right. Very good. Well, then we have a motion and a second to enter into executive session with the people we have discussed. Mr. Giuffre, can we vote on that?
Dr. Lorenz?
Yes.
Reverend Eilert?
Yes.
Dr. Schwechnow?
Yes.
And Mrs. Washburn?
Yes.
Motion carried. I have us going into executive session at 6:05.
All righty then.
And anyone who's listening do we turn it off? Anyone who is listening knows that the recording will stop at this point and we'll begin to record again when we come out of executive session.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. We are back in session. We came out of executive session at 9:40 and we are back in public session. This evening the board talked to 11 people who shared their experiences and qualifications. They told us about their passion for education and serving Loveland students. They shared whether or not they plan to run in November and how they would serve in this short-term assignment as a board member. So the board had a difficult decision, but rather than choosing just one of the highly qualified candidates planning to run in the November election, we opted to choose another of the highly qualified candidates who indicated they will not be running and would enjoy serving this short-term board appointment. So I'll ask now if the board, if there is a motion to name and appoint a candidate to the open board seat.
I would like to make a motion to appoint, did I say a name here?
Yes.
Brad Golby to fulfill the term of Kevin Doherty for the board seat.
Okay, is there a second?
I would second.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second to appoint Brad Goldie to fill the vacant board seat through the end of the current term ending December 31st, 2023. Any discussion or questions?
My only discussion would be that all of the candidates that we interviewed today have incredible qualities that they would bring to the board. I really appreciate the fact that so many people would offer to step up and perform the civil duty. So thanks to everybody who applied.
Yeah, we look
Yeah.
forward to all of those folks finding other ways to serve in the district too, because they did bring a lot of talents and gifts to the table.
Right, and they've already served in a great many ways, so.
Mhm.
All right, well then can we vote, Mr. Dufresne?
Mrs. Washburn,
Yes.
Dr. Schwetzner,
Yes.
Reverend Eiler,
Yes.
Dr. Lorenz.
Yes, motion carried. And that is all the business for this evening, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Swetchnow and Mrs.
Aye.
Washburn moved. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. We are adjourned at 9 something,
41.
9:41. Okay, thank you.